Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk. You me funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Brad Gilmore, ESPN Radio, CW39 Houston. Ryan, Anna, thank you so much for taking the time. Congrats on the movie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I want to really start first with a compliment. I have never seen a movie like this, and I mean that in the best of ways. I feel like I've seen DNA of this movie and other movies, but I've never seen one like this from start to finish. So again, congratulations on something original. And that's where I want to start with the writing, being writers and directors of this. Can you give me the soup to nuts, kind of where the inception of this idea first came about to finishing the screenplay? Like where did it start?
It started a long time ago, back in 1987. I was a 10-year-old kid growing up in Oakland, and I remember hearing the lyrics to Freaky Tales for the first time at an age that was probably inappropriate. And it always stuck with me. And I was like, one day I'm going to clear my throat, and then I'm going to make a movie called Freaky Tales. And so, yeah, and that was the same year that the Sleepy Floyd game, the game where he went off against the Lakers in a playoff game. And I remember hearing it on the radio, and the announcer, Greg Papa, literally says, Sleepy Floyd is Superman, because he just took over that game. And so these are the ingredients that just sort of like kept flowing around in my head for many, many years, and eventually became the movie that we've got today.
And Anna, from the screenplay, when you've, I guess, finished the final draft in your mind to actually going and now implementing it and having to shoot it in real life, were there some scenes in the screenplay that didn't make it to the film? You know, because I know sometimes they say writers are the worst editors. We fall in love with the words, right? So it's sometimes hard to cut things. Was there something that was in the screenplay that didn't make it into the film?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that we cut scenes, that there were a few scenes that we cut, a few lines that we cut here and there for sure. But I'll say it was a pretty tight screenplay. It was under 100 pages. It was the first time I think we've ever written a screenplay under 100 pages. Usually we're just like struggling to get it like under like 115 pages, we're just clawing back pages. But this was pretty tight. Every time like I would try to put any exposition or backstory about a character in, Ryan would be like, there will be no backstory in this. It's just it was always just about like, let's pack this movie, like just keep it moving forward, keep the audience engaged, keep it about like having fun, and really just like about these like underdogs, these like underdogs in the East Bay, like seeking out justice and like seeking out their wins, and crossing paths and like their kind of lives colliding over these few days, and like having this kind of, fun few kind of magical days in the Bay.
So when you have a film, just I guess in general, my mind always goes to this when there's something set in a period, especially like in the 1980s. It's such a distinctive cultural time where music, dress, all of that. What kind of challenge does that make as a filmmaker for making sure that we set this correctly in the 80s, not just from a tone, but from a practicality, from props to sets and so on?
Yeah. No, I think I mean, it's the budget and the time and the amount of resources that you have. Like we made a Marvel movie years ago, which had all the resources, all the time in the world to make that movie. And on this one, it's a big movie. We've got action set pieces in this movie, but it was still an indie film. So with the amount of time that we had was a challenge. But we made sure that like we had a great team of people working with us, production designers, the art directors that made sure that they did the research and that they had all those details locked down.
And our costume designer, Shay, she like did so much with so little in terms of, because she's like dressing people for the punk scene, for hip hop scene, for this kind of like all these like bikers and these skinheads and like all the different kind of cultural elements, and yet they're all have to be in the 80s, and like that's hard to do, but she really pulled it off and on a shoestring.
Well, everybody pulled it off. The cast is amazing. The writing's amazing. The movie's amazing. And again, just congratulations on something fresh and unique.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Y'all have a great one.